What have we here, guys? A lot of you have been asking, where is Log Hauler Jesse? And today we will answer that question because he is here. He called me up and has a load of, I see some cherry, and maple, I see some oak being brought to the wood yard here. I got to get busy on these logs. More about that later too. Hello, where have you been?
Been working too much.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people asking questions. Where's Log Hauler Jesse?
Yeah. Well, it's that time of year. I had some vacations, some breakdowns, and a lot of logs to haul.
Yeah. So what do we got here, Log Hauler Jesse?
Firewood, right?
Yeah, looks like a lot of nice logs.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They're all clean.
No mud on these, huh?
Not very far from here, so
all right.
Works out pretty good for everybody.
Well, how about this? This is a novel idea. How about we sit back and watch you do all the work, and then when we're done, we'll critique everything that you did. How about that?
Then you tell me there's a couple crooked logs on here.
I see one right now, but I'll take it. These all look really nice.
Yeah.
They
got good sides.
We have an ash log up there. Look at that. Yeah. Haven't seen one of these come in here yet.
Yeah, the bugs, those moths have been whittling away at it.
Yeah, the emerald ash borer.
Yeah.
But I see maple, cherry, oak, and ash on here. All right, this is a nice load.
Good mix.
All right, you do your thing. We're going to stay out of your way. Let's get a nice look at his truck too while Jesse unstraps. I was driving down the highway the other day, guys, and I was coming up to a merge, and what do you know, there was Log Hauler Jesse trying to get a good shot here with the sun coming through. Yeah. I am still working on that original pile of logs, guys. That was 5 loads that Jesse had brought in, but as I get deeper into it, more logs keep coming in. I think this will be the 7th load that has come in since the original 5. And you know, let me turn this around. Probably that's a long-term problem because I keep putting the new logs on this side of the pile, and that just keeps delaying me getting into these. These are gonna dry out and maybe get weird when they get split open. These were the dirty ones that came in the spring. So Jesse's gonna start unloading, but we're still gonna do this video. This is that elm log, and we have never run an elm log through the 405, and I wanna film it and see if the big red machine is able to handle an elm. But here we go. If any of you are new to the channel, you are in for a treat. Log Hauler Jesse is the most famous log hauler on YouTube, and he's also the fastest. His crane is fast and he is fast. We're gonna talk to him about his speed when this load is over with. Here comes that ash log. That one on the bottom, the biggest one. Man, these are nice looking logs. That might be an ash too. That one there looks pretty dead. That's another elm log that was on the previous load. But I have to talk fast when Jesse's doing the unloading, because next thing I know, he's done. But here's the deal with me, guys. The first thing I think I've learned about having a firewood processor and being a sole proprietor is you cannot have a production schedule. As much as I want to have one, it just never works out. if I think that I'm going to go into this coming week and produce on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you know, an order comes in, it rains on one day, I have an errand to run on the other, I got to go see the doctor. All of these things conspire. So it's just, I just make firewood when I can. The benefit for me is I love doing it. So it's not like I'm avoiding it. I cannot wait to load up the log deck and run the Japa 405 for these logs. But the challenge that I've had this week, and I'm serious, I'm gonna go on vacation at the end of the week, and I had hoped to have produced every single day this week, and as it's getting down to the end, I've produced goose egg. I've had this, the Japa 405 hasn't run at all this week, and it's not that I'm being unproductive. We've had multiple deliveries every day. There seems that when you have restaurants, they're all on this set consumption, and they all seem to hit at an appropriate time, and you can just get them all, you know, serviced throughout the month. But it seems like every 3 to 4 months there's this harmonic convergence, and they all hit at the same time. And that's what's happened this week. I have been doing nothing but deliveries. I've been loading the trailer, loading the trucks, multiple deliveries each day, and the bottom line is I've produced 0. And then I get the call for this, which I know I have to be here in the evening, so I didn't get to produce anything today. On top of filming, you know, which takes time too, and we had missed a video a while back, and as just, you know, some things have to give. My bread and butter are still the restaurants. I got to take care of them. And this is in the middle of August, and it seems like there is a lull in the July and August of every year. So this is my 5th year. I have 5 years of sales data, and I'm not the best in keeping records, but I have a computer program that does it for me. And it's clear that July and August, there is a dip in your sales. But here we are, early August. I am moving firewood, guys. I had another video, I don't know if you've seen it yet though, where I was driving up and down the highway, and I'm coming to an on-ramp, and who do you know, there's Log Hauler Jesse in his truck, fully loaded, heading on down the highway too. It's just the way it is, I think. You know, you're moving logs, and he's always on the road, so you're always going to cross paths with him. And I know a lot of you viewers out there have always said, you know, that you've seen Jesse driving up and down the road as well. It's not real hard to miss. How's this for a different vantage point, guys? I climbed up on the log pile here, try to get a better view for you. Turn this around. I gotta watch my own self up here. I'm gonna fall down. It is. I experienced it firsthand about how high this is up in the air, and especially on this crane, because man, that thing moves. It's very unnerving. Yeah, it's nice from up here. There's my container with my tractor inside. Over here is the Japa and the cleaner and the trailer. You see the drying yard off in the distance and my truck. Wow, these logs are beautiful. This might be my most favorite load of the year so far. And here comes the last few, and he is all done, man. Just like that, he is done. So his crane does not have that telescoping boom, so he can't shorten it, and that's why this cab protectors over top of his cab because that's where the claw rests when he's all done. So Jesse's coming downstairs, so let's us go down there and we'll have a talk with him. Jesse, you're dirtying up the yard here. What's going on?
You buy it, you get it.
Yeah.
All yours, even the dirt.
Even the dirt is mine.
Yes.
All right. This is part of your responsibility. You can get wrote up for this by the state.
Yeah, I mean, this time of year, it's best to do the best you can because of all the motorcycles and, you know.
Yeah.
You can only get so much. I need some new boards. I've been breaking them lately.
These boards are elm, is that right?
Yeah. It didn't last too long.
Yeah.
A couple months, 6 months, I think. Maybe more. Everything seems to go faster than it used to.
All right, Jesse, you got the big white machine shut down. We can hear ourselves think here.
Yeah.
So okay, let me summarize where Jesse's been here for the last month.
Yeah.
His truck broke down, he fixed it. Truck broke down, he fixed it. Truck broke down, he fixed it. Vacation,
yeah,
back to work.
2 vacations, and yeah, now it's dry. That was the other thing. It was a little bit wet, slowed stuff down.
Yeah.
So
we had some rain come in to an otherwise very dry summer.
Oh yeah.
But it has slowed. I got some squishy areas at the old yard. I was stacking wood and mud, and I obviously don't have to worry about that here.
No.
So Jesse, here's what we want to talk about. I've had a lot of comments on the channel because we've had other log haulers come in here and deliver logs.
Right.
They are unquestionably not as fast as you, and I don't know if anyone is as fast as you. You are fast, and not only are you fast, but your crane is fast too.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes a big difference.
But there are comments that people leave where they are equating speed with experience, and that is certainly not the case.
No, for one, I mean, most of those people might not even want to climb that ladder to get up there. So, you know, there's that. It's an uncomfortable situation up there at all times, you know. So, but the main thing is I own it. I break it, I fix it. Mm-hmm. Other drivers, they might take money out of their pocket if they break a hose or they, you know, their downtime. You know, it's everybody's discretion. You know, it's a very dangerous job, and I like going fast because I can do more loads. You know, if I spend 45 minutes loading, that's an hour and a half. You know, if it takes me 20 minutes, that's 40 minutes total. You know, it makes a huge difference in my day.
But there is a trade-off, Jesse. When you go fast, you break stuff, right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I had, I'd say I've been doing this 13 years. The first 5 years I was fixing everything. So ripping hoses, you know, especially at night, if you work late, it's easy to catch a hose, cross the stakes, rip them off, spray the whole truck. I've had them blow right beside me when I'm sitting up there. So, like I said, you know, everybody might say that somebody's slow or not, but it's what you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable with going this speed. I mean, I average, say, 15 loads a week every week. I've been doing it 13 years. That's a lot of sticks.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So when we see a log hauler that's deliberate, that could mean that they're very experienced. Yeah. And that's how they've learned to keep their truck happy for the years to come, right?
Yes, it's a lot less wear and tear. I mean, I broke about everything you can on a log truck. So, but I mean, that's my whole thing is turnover. You know, I'm more or less the faster I am, the quicker, and then a lot of times it gets you jobs too. People see how quick you are. You're in and out of there. You're not holding up the job. You know, so I've had that where I've gotten to places and I just usually eat my lunch or wait. You know, if somebody else is in front of me, you know, I don't ever give them any crap. It's just, it is what it is.
Right.
Everybody can do what they can do.
Okay, so there was another driver that was here. His truck looked almost exactly like yours. It had the crane in the back, but his boom,
Extended.
It could extend and retract. So now that explains why you took all that extra work to put the cab protector over top, because that's where that has to rest when you're in transport.
Well, it's the same loader I had on the Mac, but it used to sit in the back behind the lift axle. But because I had that loader and that boom, and it had been recently redone, and I had this truck, and the only way to make it work on this truck was to do exactly what I did. But I got used to it. I like it. At first it was difficult because that's a 28-foot stick. So when I sling the grapple out, I have almost 32 feet I can reach. So I mean, that in itself makes a huge difference on how far you can go. But it's tough when you're doing tree service jobs and there's power lines because you can't retract that boom. So you always have to adjust where you park. And it's just something you get used to.
Yeah. Well, I know that it causes me extra effort because I'm just used to it. When you show up, I always think, okay, I want to film Log Hauler Jesse. I got to think of something to talk about while this is going on. And the next thing you know, you're done.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, oh, heck, now we got to take up some extra time.
Right.
Now, the other drivers, they were here. It was a lot of me just hanging out and just holding the camera steady and watching.
Keeping an eye on the project, what's going on.
Okay, there, you guys might have seen a past episode where Log Hauler Jesse let me up there, and it ain't for me.
No.
But I can't help but think that if I were to stay at it, I would probably get competent at it, and I think that I would probably be somewhere in between you and the other guys, because I am impatient, but I don't like tearing up equipment. And you seem to be a little bit more comfortable with that.
Yeah. I like the exciting part of the job.
When you're unloading a log and you're swinging that boom back, you're swinging it back fast, and then it slows down. I hear that big gear.
There's a brake.
Is that a brake?
I don't know what it is. It's when I first got it, I thought it was. I never had a Serco with that kind of. Because that's got a 28-foot stick, it's the barrel that runs the gear is literally like a 5-gallon bucket. And then on top of it is the actual hydraulics come in there, but the gearbox on it is gigantic. So that's why it's so fast.
All right.
So normally I like it because it just basically gets you back to get another log quick. Sometimes I overdo it, but you know. Yeah,
so with you, there are two things that work. You have a very fast crane.
Rotor.
The rotor is faster, just
you can always turn them up. See, that's what I always learned when I was running different machines.
Oh, really?
Have a set screw up on the hydraulics, and you can crank it up. So you can make the rotor faster or the boom faster. You can adjust it. If you go a little too far, you'll blow stuff apart.
So probably a lot of these guys, too, might have been working their crane as fast as it would work.
The other thing is you rev it up. It's only supposed to go to 1,100 RPMs. That's max on the PTO and the pump. But I mean, like when I get big logs, I'll rev it up to 1,200 or so, just because I know the log's too heavy, and it helps with the pressure. But I mean, that's the other thing. The pump will last longer. Everything lasts longer. If you idle it down to 1,000, everything's slower, easier to control. And the other thing is, it's not as jerky. Some controls, you got to almost work one against the other one to slow down the one that's jerky. So it's like a orchestra. Yeah,
and then also too, the amount of logs that you take off with each grab.
Yeah.
So if you just take off a couple at a time, that's less weight that's being transferred into the truck, easier on your machine.
My grapple on that probably weighs half as much as the log grapples. So you see the big steel grapples, they probably weigh twice as much as mine. That's why when I swing it, it actually flings out because it's so much lighter, which makes the rotor faster, and that one opens up to I think 5 foot wide when it clams open, where the other ones, they don't have as much they don't open as much, but they can pinch logs better. I've had that kind of that log grapple. I liked it at first, and then when I got used to this one, I actually really started to like this one.
All right.
And couldn't tell you the name of it. Haven't had to fix it yet.
Yeah. Jesse was here looking at the pile, and he felt like I might get hurt with this ash sitting up like that, and he wants to adjust it. Isn't that nice of him? So he is gonna hop up on the so he is gonna hop up into his office again and just straighten his pile out. He was worried about my distance between here and the pile, and I told him we're good. I can get through here no problem. So upon further review, he is just going to move this ash to the other side because it's just too big to go through the 405 anyways. So I will shorten that log up and take it down to the bucking station for the Eastonmade axis. Look at that, man. He spun all the way around in the... That was like The Exorcist, wasn't it? And here's that elm log. I'm promising you guys we're going to get this through the 405 and see if it can handle it. Nice looking logs here, guys. There's cherry. All that in there is cherry. That's a cherry log, and all those logs behind it are cherry. That's a cherry and a maple. More cherry. Cherry always seems to grow with a twist to it. You rarely get a real straight cherry log. And there's an oak. Okay, I think we're looking, yeah, looks great. Thank you. Hey, Jesse, well, it was really nice seeing you again.
Yeah.
Gee whiz. So, thanks for the load of logs. And then, now in this case, guys, I do not pay him, I pay the logger.
Yeah.
And I take the money right up to his house. So every situation's different.
Always.
Yeah. So you are gonna, where are you off to now, Jesse?
Out in the field somewhere.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple more. Try to get 2 more tonight. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
I got some stuff to do tomorrow, and it's supposed to rain in the evening, so I can't work in the morning. So yeah, that was number 5 right there on the ground. So
Your 5th one today.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So I had to fix something this morning. I didn't leave until 9 o'clock.
And it's late in the evening
Woke up
too.
At 5,
yeah.
Left at 9.
I know all about that because I sell firewood. Yeah. All right, so let's let Log Hauler Jesse head on out, and everyone leave your comments down below. Jesse comments too, and he replies to your questions. Anything that you have about log hauling or weights and axles and all, he's the guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Lucky man.
Yeah. All right, everyone, have a great day.